A lot of people have lived with their parents their whole life before they get married, or we have obviously a lot of high esteem for parents within Islam. We have birr al-walidain. We have, this idea of fidelity to parents. Some people call it obedience to parents. Some people call it, extreme care for parents and a high station for parents. We have all those things. But just remember that your spiritual license ends when abuse begins.
Mm.
So that spiritual license, that spiritual privilege that you have within the religion ends when you start harming people. When your words are against the religion. When your actions are against the way of the Prophet, against the Sunnah. When your actions to try to split apart people, when your actions start to split apart people, that does not have the fragrance of the Prophet. That doesn't smell like our religion. It doesn't pass the smell test. So just understand that. We don't want a situation where people feel as though they have a right over us, and yet they have no obligation or duty to God.
Mm.
Because if someone has a right over you and they have no obligation to God and they do not do what God says, then their rights end, because they are not an obligation to the Creator. So
Right.
please sit with that, and just understand too that I think that this is a delicate situation, because people also, they love their parents and they want to so much please them. They want so much to make them happy, and I'm all about making your parents happy and loving on them, as like if you watch me, like I love my parents, like they're my heart and soul. But if my relationship is suffering because they are doing or saying things that are disrespectful, mean-spirited, unkind, and straight up haram, straight up in violation of some of my spouse's rights, then it's incumbent upon me to stand for justice, whether it's for me or against me, to stand for justice, whether it's for my family or against my family, because your obligation is to the Creator. And your obligation is to stop the violation of rights, to reduce harm. That is a principle in our Sharia. That is a principle in the way that we live our lives. That's a spiritual and practical example of the reduction of harm. Always takes precedence to preserve life, property, dignity. These are some things. Your happiness. These are important things.